Hello, stamping friends. It's Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Welcome. Today I have a quick and easy 3D project and a card using the Bee My Valentine Bundle. And we're going to use part of the suite too. So let me turn the camera down so we can start stamping. I wanted to share my Bee My Valentine card kit to go, and this kit includes product, so you get about $25 of product, and it includes 9 projects. You will have 8 cards, 2 of 4 designs, plus a 3D project. And as a matter of fact, we're going to make that little 3D project today. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of one of the projects in my Bee My card kit to go. And in the description, you can read about it and go ahead and register and sign up. And the last day to do that is February the 20th. And then the kit will be sent out on the 27th. And you can read more information in the description. All right, let's go ahead and do some stamping. And we are going to start with looking at this beautiful paper first. I just love the Bee My paper because it is so bright and cheerful. Now, even though this is a Bee My Valentine, you will find in the stamp set, you're as sweet as honey, you'll always be the one for me, you make my heart buzz, love you, I love you no matter what. And there's actually only one stamp, Happy Valentine's Day, that goes with Valentine's Day. So you can send all of these sentiments all year long. So the paper is beautiful. I love these little bees. And then you have hearts on the back. And then this one you have flowers, stripes. These bees are a little bit larger. And then like honeycomb on the back. And then these are even larger. And you have like plaid. So I wanted to share the paper with you because it is so gorgeous. We're going to be using a die out of the Thoughtful Expressions dies. And we're also going to be using the largest deckled rectangle dies. So we're going to use the largest die and the deckled rectangle die. And I've already used that, and I have cut out basic white thick cardstock using the largest die. So I brought my trimmer in, and I'm going to score this. I have a long edge here, and I'm going to score this at 2 inches. And our trimmer has 2 blades. We have a darker blade, which is the cutting blade, but it slides right out of the way. And then our lighter blade is the scoring blade. So again, I'm going to put that thick basic white and score it at 2 inches. Then I'm going to turn it completely around. And I'm going to put this back in the trimmer. This is that deckled rectangle. And I'm going to score at 2 inches. So then I have my 2-inch score line. Let me set the trimmer aside. And now I'm going to fold on the score line on both of those. And see, it just comes up like this. So this is a really quick and easy. But let's go ahead and decorate. So I'm going to first bring in some scrap of basic white, and we are going to stamp Bee Mine, and I'm going to use our Memento Black ink. And I'm going to go ahead and do that right towards the bottom. And I'm going to bring in this little trimmer actually my sister has given me. Stampin' Up! Had a small trimmer, and I do have that, but it is in Iowa, and I am here in Florida. So I am going to go ahead and use this. And I'm going to put in our Bee Mine. I'm going to slide it in this way. Actually, I'm going to have that just a little bit smaller. Let's do it this way. Get that lined up so it's straight. Okay. Then I'm going to take off just a little bit off the end, and I'm going to use these grid lines. Now you can do this on a regular trimmer too. And then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to separate. So I'm going to cut between the E and the M. So I have mine. And then I have B, but I'm going to make this just a little bit. So I have Bee Mine. I'm going to lay that aside. I'm bringing in a piece of cardstock, Sweet Sorbet, and this is 3.5 by 1 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to the front of our 3D project. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some designer series paper, and this is 1 by 3.5. And I'm going to go ahead and add this right in the middle of our cardstock. This is when I like to bring in our silicone sheet, because this silicone mat, the glue, you can, when it dries, you can just go ahead and it will come right off, and that way I won't get any glue on our grid paper. So sometimes the glue dries right here, so I just pull that off, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive. And I'm going to start, make sure it's even on one end, and then if I have a little bit extra, I can always cut that off with my snips, because sometimes I'm afraid if I don't make it a little bit longer, then I don't have, it seems like sometimes I cut it too short. So if I cut it just a little bit longer, then, but I think that is just about right, just a little bit showing, so I will just go ahead and now we can go ahead and add this. And you can open it up if you'd like to. Makes it a little bit easier to add your cardstock and your designer series paper. Get that lined up. And now, before I finish decorating, we want to add a little opening here and in the back, because we're going to be using our Sweet Sorbet ribbon. So I am going to, I'm just going to estimate the middle from here to here, from here to here. So if you want to use a ruler, you certainly can. And so I want it fairly close to the top, but of course I want to make sure I don't get it too close to the top. And what I'm going to do is take a pencil, because I do want this to be even. So I'm just going to close my little box, and then just take this pencil and go right inside. So I'm making a mark right here so I know where I'm going to make my opening. And you could make a smaller opening if you wanted to, but I find this works pretty well for our ribbon. All right, so you do want to do that first, and then we're going to bring in some more Designer Series paper, and I have the bees that are larger than what I decorated here, and this is when I'm going to bring in our Thoughtful Expression dies, and this is the next to the smallest. So it's not the smallest, but it's the next to the smallest. And I'm going to place this right here over this bee right here, and I'm going to go ahead and run this through the cut and emboss machine, which I've already done, and this is how it looks. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. You could probably get by with 2, but if you watch me, you know I love my dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to bring this in, and of course I want to bring it down so I can add my ribbon. And again, just trying to eye it to make sure that it's in the middle. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. Well, maybe. All right, and now we're going to bring in our Be Mine. And we're going to turn those over and add some dimensionals. I'm going to add 1 on the bee, and I'm going to add 1 in the middle of the mine. And we're going to just put that about right here. And put that right here. Now, if you didn't want to cover up that bee, you could put the Be Mine over here on this side because we don't have any bee. So you could certainly do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a crease again. That way our box is nice and formed, or a little, not really a box, but a little 3D little treat. And then we're going to bring in our ribbon. This is our Sweet Sorbet, and you're going to need about 12 inches. So I've measured. Going to go ahead and clip that off, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go from the front, thread that through the opening, and then through the back. And I have a couple items that we're going to put in here, so I will show you that in a second. Bring those together, and we'll tie this, and then we will make a bow. So this is quick and easy. You can make multiples of these. You can play around with your bow a little bit. We can bring in some embellishments. These are the adhesive back hearts and flowers, which goes with the suite of Be My Valentine. And I'm going to bring in our Take Your Pick tool, which I love because it has a sharp edge, and then you can turn this around and tighten it. You have a spatula. And then on this end, you have putty where you can pick things up. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to use the little petal pink heart. All right, so now let me show you. Isn't that cute? I think that is so cute. Now you could trim the bow up a little bit, but I think that is so cute. Now, I have 2 chapsticks, and those can go right inside. So I wanted to show you. So 2 of those go perfectly in there. I also have some, this is a Art Deco nail polish. And so that fits in there if you had a little gift you wanted to give someone. So that fits in there perfectly too. So just a couple ideas, and I'm sure you could find some candy that would fit in there too. So this is our first project. Again, just quick and easy using the largest deckled rectangle die and scoring it at 2 inches on each side, and then just folding it up and decorating the outside. All right, are you ready to make the card? For our card, we're going to need Garden Green and Sweet Sorbet ink. Thoughtful Expressions. This is the 3rd from the largest. And then we're going to use the embossing folder from Celebration. This is Softly Sophisticated. And this is free with a $100 purchase that also comes with a stamp set. We're not using the stamp set. We're just going to be using the embossing folder today. We're going to start with Basic White Thick, and this is just a regular size card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. Now, although the 3D project is part of my Be Mine card to go, this card here is an extra card because it is not one of the cards in my 8 cards that I will be sending you if you sign up for this. So this is just kind of an extra. So I have Garden Green, and this is, well, let me look at my measurements. 4 by 5.5, and then I have Sweet Sorbet cardstock, which is 3.5 by 5 1/8, and I've already embossed this. So I'm going to adhere these together. I'm going to bring in our silicone mat again. And when I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right in the middle and have the top of the Sweet Sorbet even with the top of the Garden Green cardstock. Now I'm going to use the side of the embossing folder that has ridges, but you can use either side, so you can have a choice. So I want to get this even at the top, and then I want to have about the same amount of space on the left as I do on the right. And I have cut the Sweet Sorbet just a little bit longer because, once again, I didn't want it to have it too short. So if it's a little bit longer, I can always trim that off, right? Okay. Then I can bring in my snips, and I can just snip that extra off. All right, and now I'm going to bring in our card base, and we're going to just adhere this right to the front. So the 2 layers, Garden Green and Red Sorbet, that we have embossed with our celebration items, Softly Sophisticated. Then I'm going to lay this aside, and we're going to bring in, I've already die cut the Thoughtful Expression die, 3rd from the largest, and we're going to do a little stamping. So I'm going to start with the Garden Green. And in the Bee My Valentine, we have two set of leaves. We have these leaves, and then we have this one right here. So we could do one of each, or we could use both of them. But I think I'm going to use each of these leaves. So I'm going to ink up this one. And I am going to go ahead and place that right here. And I'm going to bring in the other. And I'm going to bring it down just a little bit and off to the side like that. And then we're going to make our flowers with our sweet sorbet. Ink. And I'm going to use this little flower right here. There's another one in the stamp set. But I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right here. And right like that. And I'm going to bring in this designer series paper. I'm using the side with the hearts, and this is 1 by 3. So let's go ahead and bring our card base back in. And I am going to adhere our designer series paper, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of do placement. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment, I love you no matter what. So let's go ahead and grab some scrap paper, and we're going to do that in ornamental black ink. So I'll just bring in some scrap. And it really doesn't matter if I didn't get it quite straight, because we're going to cut this out. But I do want to make it a little easier is if you stamp towards the bottom of your cardstock. It makes it a little bit easier to cut out. So then you just take your snips and cut right around it, and you have I love you no matter what. Okay, we're going to just we're not going to pop the designer series paper up. We're just going to go ahead. Let me grab my green glue, and we'll add some glue. And put that about right here. And then I am going to pop up our flowers. So I've added 3 dimensionals. I was trying to do better. Not use quite so many. And then I'm going to place some of the this die cut on a little bit on the covering up the designer series paper. Just about like that. And then let's go ahead and pop up our sentiment. And I'm going to bring in our mini dimensionals. To add on each end. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button. I'm hoping bringing you value. My projects are quick and easy. So I love you no matter what. So I'm going to place that up here on the right-hand side. And then let's bring in our gems, which, again, I need to look. Adhesive back hearts and flowers, because we have all this. The new mini catalog has so many beautiful embellishments, but I have not learned all the names for them. Okay, well, let's see. What do we want to use? I don't think the Sweet Sorbet will stand out that well. I could use the petal pink because it does match down here, and we could use hearts again. But I think I'm going to do the flowers. Although, because we have flowers here, and then we also have, of course, hearts. So you could use whatever that you wanted. but I'm going to put a flower right there. And I am going to pick up one right there. And then I'm going to grab the little one. And let's change that. I think maybe I can do better with the pointy end. You just kind of trial and error to see which ones. And oh, I like that. Let's go ahead and add the other one too. Okay. I know a lot of times we think that we have to use odd number of embellishments, but I don't see anything wrong with using an even number. So we have 4 embellishments here. I love you no matter what. And you can put your message inside. So let me bring back our 3D project, Be Mine, which is really quick and easy using the largest deckled rectangle die. And then we made a card using Bee My Valentine. So both of these projects include paper and stamps from the Bee My Valentine and Embellishments Suite. All right, so what did you think? I hope you liked the projects today. Give it a try. I'd love to hear how they turned out for you. You can always leave me a comment. Don't forget about my January card class to go. It's using the Bee My Valentine or Bee My Valentine Bundle, the stamp set, and the punch that comes with it. And of course, the die cutting will be done for you. You can add on the stamp set, but you can also use whatever you have in your stash. So the information is in the description. I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I will see you soon, and bye for now.